Hello and welcome to TTV News with some latest event in TayNinhTV. Ladies and gentlemen, on the mornings of May 22nd, the Executive Board of Vietnam Buddhist Sangha of TayNinhTV solemnly held the rain ceremonies of Buddha's 2568th birthday, Buddha Calendar 2024. Attending the ceremony, there were Mr. Võ Đức Trong, members of Provincial Party Standing Committee, chairmen of Vietnam Fairland Front Committees of TayNinhTV. At the rain ceremony, the organizing committee read a message of Buddha's 2568th birthday of the Supreme Patriarch of Vietnam, the Buddhist Sangha, and Buddha's birthday speech of the most venerable chairman of Executive Council of Vietnam Buddhist Sangha. In recent years, the Executive Boards of Vietnam Buddhist Sangha of TayNinhTV, along with monks, nuns, and Buddhists in the province, have actively participated in patriotic emulation movement, building new rural areas and civilized urban areas, fostering solidarity, helping each other develop the economy, eliminate hunger, and reduce poverty, do the good job of gratitude, humanitarian charities, and social security. Speaking at the ceremony, Mr. Trần Minh Nay, Deputy Directors of Provincial Departments of Home Affairs, hope that in the coming time, the Executive Boards of Vietnam Buddhist Sangha in the province would continue to encourage monks, nuns, and Buddhists to effectively implement the party guidelines, the state policies and law, contribute to building great national unity, and actively participating in local patriotic emulation movement, contributing to increasingly prosperous and thriving development of the province.
Ladies and gentlemen, on the morning of May the 23rd, continuing the program of the 7 sections of the 15th National Assembly, the National Assembly delegates discussed in groups the results of implementing the Socio-Economic Development Plan and the year's state budget of 2023, implementation of the Socio-Economic Development Plan and the state budget in the first months of 2024, recorded in the Group 11, including Tây Ninh Province, Sơn La Province, Tuyên Quang Province, and Da Nang City. Agree with the additional assessment report on the results of implementing the Socio-Economic Development Plan and state budget in 2023, the implementation of the government Socio-Economic Development Plan and state budget in the first months of 2024. The delegates commented that the macroeconomy is stable, inflation is controlled, that the major balances are basically guarantee and disbursement of public investment capital and construction of transport infrastructure are promoted as achievements, outstanding achievements, and creating a premise for the process of recovering growth and economic development. Besides the achieved results, the socio-economic situation in 2023 is also limited and needs to be overcome. Economic growth over time tends to gradually decrease. The quality of economic growth remains low and slow also, and economic growth in 2023 will not reach the target, creating the huge challenges for the growth target for the whole period of 2021 to 2025. And the target of increasing the labor productivity in the third year was not met. The budget's revenue is not sustainable. Analyzing revenue forecast is not accurate, affecting the quality of estimates, and attack areas are also still high. The work of equitization and divestment of state capital in enterprises is difficult and problematic. And through group discussion, the delegates commented that to complete economic development goals and other tasks in 2024, the government needs to strengthen endogenous capacity, promote rapid and sustainable economic growth, stabilize the macroeconomy, ensure the major balances of the economy, continue to restructure the economy and innovate role models, continue to operate monetary policies truly, proactively, flexibly, promptly, and effectively also, maintaining stable liquidity and maintain the safety of the banking system, continue to promote institutional reform and administrative procedure reform to facilitate investment, production and business activities, and also the activities of businesses and the people. And on the afternoon of May the 23rd, the Standing Committee of Provincial People's Council held a press conference to announce the time and content of the 12 sections, the thematic sections of the 10 Provincial People's Council, term of 2021 to 2026. Mr. Nguyễn Thanh Phong, Vice Chairman of the Provincial People's Council, chaired the meeting. Attending the press conference, there were leaders in charge of departments and offices of the Provincial People's Council, the leadership representatives and reporters from the press agencies located in the province. And Mr. Yuwakan, Chief of Affairs of National Assembly Delegation and Provincial People's Council, said that the trial meeting of Provincial People's Council will take place in one day on Tuesday, May the 28th of 2024, and the meeting will consider approval 15 important draft resolutions. Among them, there are the draft resolutions that will meet the wishes of the voters who have been interested in petitions, comments, and suggestions in recent times, such as the draft resolution regulating the number of spending content and support levels for implementing the One Commune, One Product program in the province in the period of 2024 to 2025. The draft resolution approving the investment policies of Châu Thành Tao wastewater treatment system project Phase 2, and about the state budget spending to advance the science and technology tasks in the province also have the resolution. And the draft resolution stipulating a number of spending contents and support spending levels on drug addiction treatment and post-drug addiction management in the province. For the urban classification projects of Hoa Thanh Tao and Trang Bang Tao to be as the Class 3 urban area also have the draft resolution. And the meeting will also conduct dismissal and additional election of positions under the authority of the Provincial People's Council. And ladies and gentlemen, information from the General Statistics Office recently said that as of April 20th, the real estate business continued to be the second field in attracting FDI capital flows, with more than 1.6 billion US dollar compared to the same period last year. The FDI capital poured into this field has increased more than 4 times. And also, according to this report, the value of foreign direct investment made in Vietnam in the first 4 months of this year is also estimated at nearly 6.3 billion US dollar, up to 7.4% over the same period last year, and it is the highest amount of realized foreign direct investment in the first 4 months of the year in the past 5 years, of which the real estate business activities reached for 607.6 million US dollar.
At the review section on the mornings of May 22nd, chaired by Ms. Nguyễn Thị Xuân Hương, heads of Departments of Culture and Society of the Provincial People's Council and the Provincial Peaceful Committee represented a draft resolution aligning a number of expenditures and support levels for drug rehabilitation and post-rehabilitation management in TayNinhTV province. According to the contents of the report, the draft resolution aims to ensure timely implementation of legal documents, thereby supporting and enabling individuals undergoing rehabilitation to achieve effective results. It also aims to support those involved in rehabilitation work and post-rehabilitation management, encouraging them in their roles. Some proposed content in the draft resolution report include a monthly food allowance for individual undergoing mandatory rehabilitation is equal to 0.8 of the current base salary. On holiday, Lunar New Year, or when the rehabilitant is sick, they will receive higher benefits. For the voluntarily drug rehabilitation at the rehabilitation center, 100% of drug rehabilitation costs and common medical expenses will be supported. Individuals assigned to provide psychological and social counseling, management, and support for rehabilitant and post-rehabilitation patients at home and in community will receive support equal to 0.6 times the current base salary per person per month. Through the review session, the Culture and Society Committee basically agreed with the content of the Provincial People Committee, agreed with the contents of the Provincial People's Committee reports. This content will be presented at the 12th session at the Provincial People's Council, which will take place on May 28.
Meanwhile, the first batch of Thanh Hà lychee this year from Thanh Hà District, Hải Dương Province, exported to Australia has officially appeared on the supermarket shelves and is listed at a price of about 34.99 Australian dollar per kilogram, equivalent to 594,000 Vietnam dong per kilogram. This is a very high price compared to the average lychee price of 70,000 to 100,000 Vietnam dong per kilogram sold in Vietnamese market. And last year, the Vietnamese lychees imported by air into Australia were sold for about just 400,000 to 500,000 Vietnam dong per kilogram. Meanwhile, dozens of tons of lychee go by sea when brought to market in many areas in Australia states with a selling price of about 260,000 Vietnam dong per kilogram. and to ensure that the water supply meets the requirements of socio-economic development and people's quality of life, the Provincial People's Committee has just issued an official dispatch requesting directors of provincial departments and branches and chairmen of district People's Committee and the People's Committees of town and tenant city and related units focus on directing and strengthening the management of clean water production and business activities, ensuring the safe and continuous water supply. Specifically, proactively monitor forecasts on the weather, meteorology, hydrology, and saltwater intrusion related to water sources and water quality, the operation of dams, irrigation lakes, and irrigation system aims to ensure the water sources and prioritize sources for the people's daily life purposes. Proactively arrange on-site resources and facilities to deploy necessary water supply measures appropriate to the specific situation to ensure the quality and minimum flow of the domestic water, carry out propaganda work and guide the people to protect the water resources and use water economically. Water supply units strengthen connection to domestic water supply system with sustainable water sources from freshwater reservoirs and irrigation works, research solutions to backup water sources, strengthen connections between the water plants and water supply networks. And recently, the People's Committee of TayNinhTV Province issued a plan to implement a resolution number 82 dated on May the 18th of 2023 and directive number 8 dated February the 23rd of 2024 of the government to restore, accelerating effective and sustainable tourism development in the coming time. Accordingly, the Provincial People's Committee requests that departments, branches, and localities in the province need to carry out tasks and solutions such as promoting restructuring of the tourism ministry towards professionalism, modernity, quality, and sustainability, attract international tourists to TayNinhTV province, strengthen attraction and investment in focused tourism development, focus on tourist areas and destinations, etc., and accelerating the implementation of digital transformation, promoting startups and innovation in the fields of tourism also. The goal is to strive for TayNinhTV tourism to be a key economic sector by 2030, strongly promoting the development of other industries and fields with an average annual growth rate of tourism's revenue from 25% per year or more. And the average spending of tourism coming to TayNinhTV reached over 1.3 million Vietnam dong per person per day, striving to welcome 40 million tourists in the period of 2026 to 2030, with a total tourism revenue reaching for 37,000 billion Vietnam dong. And ladies and gentlemen, Bình Dương is one of the localities with many advantages to develop logistics services in the Southeast region, and due to its railway station, seaport, and inter-regional road system always in the top, the whole country to attract foreign investment. And with its strength in industrial development, Bình Dương determines that logistics service development is the foundation to attract foreign investment, promote regional connectivity and international economic integration, becoming a logistics center of the economic region for the key economic zone in the south of Vietnam. And the containers here are completely controlled by the pressing buttons from the server system. Container management through the application of new technologies will help the ports ensure the management of entry, insist quantity and current location on the yard for any container. In the past 2 years, Bình Dương Port has also put into use 2 new technology application systems, Smart Boat, Smart Port System software, and Smart Boat software, management software. The application of technology in management helped Bình Dương Port significantly increase operating efficiency, shorten operating procedures, and minimize manual operations at the traditional ports, help the businesses save on risk and personal costs. According to the RAP project for sustainable development of the logistics system to 2030 with a vision to 2050, Bình Dương is determined to become a satellite logistics center of the Southeast region. To achieve this goal, the province will focus on developing new logistics centers and ICT dry ports that are modern, professional, and meet the international standards also. Recently, logistics activities have been developed in Bình Dương in general, and also business operating at Sông Thần Custom branch in particular, and very strong development. We also selected a logistics enterprises into the area to sign a business custom partnership to replicate examples of compliance with customs laws, and at the same time introduce a logistics enterprise to general departments of customs to participate. participating in piloting the voluntary compliance support program, from which businesses will have a better sense of custom compliance and be considered a model of other businesses to follow. In 2023, Vietnam Logistics Efficiency Index will reach about 3.3 points, ranking 43 over 154 countries and territories worldwide. Ranked the fifth among the Asian countries, and in 2024, competition for orders in the logistics industry becomes more intense. In that context, logistics businesses are required to proactively invest and transform production and require the business models towards green initiatives, green transportation, green packaging, green warehousing, green logistics data management also, but low cost. In the past year, we also had a solution to support businesses, such as advancing human resources and apparatus to handle custom procedures at international intermodal stations, such as Cap Station in Bắc Giang of Sông Thần Station in Bình Dương province, and thereby supporting businesses to cut logistics costs related to transporting goods and exporting to China, and the issues of publicizing administrative procedures on online public services, such as declaration of road cargo manifest, and then procedures for verification, inspection, and supervision for goods requiring rights protection. Intellectual property has been implemented on the online public services portal. Developing green logistics is an inevitable trend, and at the same time as an important criterion to evaluate the sustainable development of the entire logistics industry. In fact, recently the government has issued a series of documents on green transformation and sustainable development in all types of road, sea, rail, aviation, and water transports domestically contributes to creating green transformation motivation for businesses in the industry.
Ladies and gentlemen, 2045 Vietnam Report, Global Economic Trend and Policy Implication for Vietnam, predict that global trade growth may slow down in the short term from now until 2050. In the medium term, global trade will have new growth motivation, stemming from reduced trade costs. The factor will contribute to shaping Vietnam's economy in the coming period. The 2045 Vietnam Report emphasized the trends shaping the Vietnam economy, including the increasing trend of sustainable FDI investment in renewable energy in recent years, exceeding new investment in the fossil fuel. The roles of trade in environmentally friendly green goods is forecasted to increase. The requirements of Vietnam's trading partners are stricter, requiring more green products. In some ways, it increased trade costs for Vietnam, but in the long term, it can be seen as a factor forcing us to change toward greater access to new markets. Vietnam has the opportunity to enhance relations with China due to China's trade redirection from the U.S. to Vietnam, Indonesia, and Malaysia. At the same time, attract FDI into semiconductor and energy, attract investment in support from the U.S. in the semiconductor industry, thanks to Vietnam's strategic position and success in exporting electronics, as well as potential in rare earth supplies. In terms of policy recommendation, experts suggest that Vietnam needs to take advantage of positive opportunity from abroad while minimizing risks, building and developing appropriate institutions for the new situation. Only then we will achieve the goal of becoming a high-income country by 2045 and the goal of achieving net zero emission by 2050.
And ladies and gentlemen, May the 22nd every year is chosen by the United Nations as an International Day of Biodiversity in the goal of raising public awareness of the biodiversity. And Logo Samak National Park in Tân Biên District and Province is a place that is preserving quite well. Logo Samak National Park is the gathering place of many rare species of animals and plants in the Red Book of Vietnam and the world also. Currently, in terms of animals, in the garden, there are 59 species of reptiles, 203 species of birds and 23 species of frogs, 88 species of mekong fish, and 128 species of insects and 42 species of mammals. And there are totals of 934 species of plants, including 496 species of medicinal plants. There are many categories of flora and fauna here that are very diverse and rich. I also didn't expect that Tân Biên would have such a special and diverse place like this. Besides rescuing, preserving, and developing organisms is also one of the key tasks of Logos Samak National Park. At the National Park Rescue Center, we are currently rescuing and raising many types of animals with hundreds of individuals such as otters, yellow-jack gibbons, reticulated pythons, wildcats, and hares, etc. This species is safe from the illegal hunting, animal trading from the people keeping wild animals in captivity against the law. In the national park, I am currently standing at this rescue center, and the species that are rescued here, after a period of rescue, they are healthy, and then we release them back into the natural environment to preserve the genes or original from this Logos Samak area. And the same goes for the plants every year. The national park also develops a plan for patrolling, protection, and fire prevention, coordinating with the forces in the national park area to share and protect animals and plant resources of the national park. With a diverse value of biological resources and a unique characteristic, Logos Samak National Park is an attractive ecotourism destination for tourism in the province and nationwide also.
That's all for today, TTV News. Thank you for being with us and goodbye for now.